News Radio.
Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
Good morning to you. It is Coffee Ann time on ON, AM, and FM. Tuesday morning, November 8th. It is Election Day here in Rhode Island and in Massachusetts. Thanks for joining us this morning. My name's Joe Callahan. With us is Ed Carew from the Carew Investment Group, back from his whirlwind tour of Scandinavia, China, and the subcontinent. Right, Ed?
Lies, more lies.
More lies, more fake news. All right.
Yeah. Bon dia.
Linda Tebow is here. Good morning, Linda.
Good morning.
All right, and we're going to get into all the fun things to talk about today in just a few minutes. But first, it's time for a first message from the Carew Investment Group. Back after 2 weeks, here is Ed Carew.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Good morning, everyone. Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group, 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. Our telephone number is 765-8880. At the Carew Investment Group, we have a very simple philosophy about investing. We buy only the best companies for our client portfolios, taking into consideration earnings, revenue, dividends, company outlook, interest rates, and the economy in general. You see, all of the above factors help us to determine the long-term direction of the economy and therefore the investments. Now let's be real for a minute. A well-constructed portfolio will not go up every day, but it will over time. In addition, all of your holdings won't be up at the same time. If that were the case, you'd be a momentum trader and not a serious investor. So if you're not happy with the management of your current investments or would like to hear more about how we would invest your money, you could call me, Ed Carew, or you can call my son Paul Carew at 765-8880 for an appointment with Better Money Management. That number again is 765-8880. And remember, I've been in the business of investing for people just like you for over 35 years. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Ed, thank you. All right, there is lots of things to get to. We can talk about the Patriots. Xander Bogaerts and the Red Sox is a free agent. Ed's trip to Aruba. It's Election Day. But the big thing is what is going on at Powerball.
I know. What is that?
What is going on?
It's delayed.
It is still delayed.
Yeah.
I'm looking exactly at their website.
Technical difficulty.
Results pending.
Yeah, but does that mean somebody won and they...
No, they didn't even draw the number.
They didn't even draw the number yet.
Because there was some
Well, the results are really pending then.
That's right. And it still says the next drawing is yesterday.
They're waiting to find out who wins the Georgia election. Then they'll tell you.
If it's Herschel Walker, then it'll be... Anyway, no, they're saying it was some kind of security issue, whatever that means.
What does that mean?
I don't know. They said, well, it sounds like a computer glitch, but I don't know. And they got all these sorts of safety procedures and whatever to make sure it's all on the up and up.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I saw it with the Rhode Island Lottery a couple of years ago where the thing that sucked up the balls didn't work. The compressor broke down or whatever. So what they did is they had the person that was live on the air. They brought somebody else in, like from the lottery, to watch. And this person went in by hand and picked a ball out. Okay, 1, 10, and it was all fine. It was all on the up and up. And here are the numbers that we had to pick out by hand. But this guy's a witness, and this guy's a witness, and this woman's a witness, and like that, and it was verified. And everything's great. Why can't it just be done that way?
This is $1 billion and more.
I know. Okay, we'll have 5 people watch to make sure. Do we all agree that's the number 5?
Yeah.
Yes. Put it to the side. Okay. Do we all agree this is the number 26?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. But no, the number still has not been drawn.
I know.
From last night. So when are they going to draw it again? I don't know. If you wanted to go in today and buy a Powerball ticket,
can you?
Can you?
Can you?
And would it go towards last night or go towards
one.
the next one going forward? Should go to the ones going forward.
Going forward because they closed it off.
You would think.
Look that up, Ed.
Well, I always went, to Ed. This is my strategy to win the Powerball, and he loves that strategy.
What is that? Don't get one?
No, to win.
Oh, win.
Yes.
Yeah, strategy.
And I'm planning on winning.
Win is good.
He's
win
like,
is
look
good.
at those odds at 1 and 292 million
Yeah.
to win.
But if you don't have a
Terrific.
ticket, you have no
Well, it's then zero. Yeah,
zero
so.
chance.
But anyway, whatever's going on with Powerball is still going on,
Ah.
and they have not drawn for any of the numbers from last night. So hold on to the tickets in case you bought one, because
It sounds
I don't
like-
know when they're going to draw this.
Sounds like bingo has been called. Please hold your cards.
That's right. That's right. Until we declare a winner, don't rip it up. Don't throw it away.
Don't throw it away.
Don't lose it. I'm like, wow. Okay. So, Linda, Patriots won on Sunday.
Yes.
Defense looked good. Mm-hmm. Special teams look good.
Yeah.
Offense, yeah, I don't know. They got one touchdown.
Yeah.
The offense.
Yeah.
You gotta be better.
Yeah.
Got to be a lot better. I don't know. Did you see the game, Ed? Did you?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay. And I was talking with other people, and I go, I don't know if the Patriots defense was so good, and they were, or were the Indianapolis Colts
So bad.
offense so bad?
So bad.
And they did look really bad.
They did.
In fact, so bad they fired their coach
Yes.
after the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Yes, they did.
And
yeah.
and there's controversy there. And it's funny. They went and
always
the reporters went. Yeah, the reporters went to talk to the owners of the Colts that were in Foxborough, and they say, "Any comment on how your team performed today?" None. We get nothing to say.
Yeah.
And they immediately fired the coach. His name is Frank Reich. And then now here comes the controversy. They have hired somebody. His name is, I think it's Jeff. Jeff Saturday.
Jeff Saturday.
Jeff
yeah.
Saturday has no collegiate coaching experience and no professional coaching experience. He has coached at the high school level, at least for a little while, but nothing big. Now, he did play. He was a player for them. I forgot what position he played, and they when they won the Super Bowl, he was on the team. But that's it. Now, the controversy comes in. There's a bunch of assistant coaches already on the team. There's an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, special teams coordinator, and none of them got a look. They went completely outside. This guy was an analyst on ESPN. That's what he's been doing the last few years. And they hired him, and he took the job. And the other controversy is he's not black. The NFL was supposed to do something a couple of years ago that
Head coaches.
Oh,
about
yeah,
head
yeah,
coaches,
yeah, yeah.
and the rule is, okay, he's the interim coach. We're halfway through the season. He's going to take it for the next 8 games, and then when the season's over, because it looks like the Colts aren't going to go anywhere, then the rule is if you're interviewing for new head coaches, you have to interview at least 2 African American candidates. That's in the contract or the rules that they have set up. So they still say, "Oh, sure, we will do that after the season's over." And then they'll probably just hire this guy, Jeff Saturday, to be the head coach. Depending, I guess, it all
Then
depends on
there'll
how
be
they
a
do.
lawsuit there.
There could be, but you'll hear about it. So
Wow.
so there's
Yeah,
controversy
I saw that.
there.
I saw that, and I said, "Who is this Jeff Saturday? What a name, no? Huh?
Yeah.
Jeff Saturday.
Saturday.
He only plays football on Saturdays."
And the only other things in terms of football,
Matthew Judon looked awesome.
he looked great.
Didn't he look
yes,
good?
Yes,
With energy.
He'll be a Pro Bowl player.
Yeah.
The only other thing going on, this is not with the Patriots, but the Buffalo Bills. Their quarterback is hurt. He got
Josh
hurt.
Oh, yeah, Josh
Allen
Allen. Yes,
got
he did.
hurt
Got
in
yeah.
like one of the last plays
Yeah.
of the game against the Jets, and
Yeah.
they don't know how bad it is, and
Yeah.
he might not be playing.
Yeah, and it was his.
like-
He hurt his arm.
It's his elbow.
His elbow.
His
That's
throwing
his throwing
elbow.
elbow.
So this
Did
is-
you
this
see
is
Tom
big.
Brady though in the last 40-some seconds?
Every time you see it, you go, it's unbelievable.
Did you see that though?
Yes.
I mean, it's like, wasn't that awesome?
Yes,
So, yay,
it's just-
Tom.
You can.
Yay, Tom. Look at that guy.
Even if he's down
It didn't matter.
throughout the entire game,
Did you-
it just doesn't matter.
It
He's
just-
got to come back and win at the end of the game. It's just how is it
How
done?
many? What was it? So many seconds? 41.
Yeah, 40 seconds.
40
Yeah,
seconds.
that's
Yeah.
right. It's
That was
it's
awesome.
unbelievable. So.
I like watching them.
All right, so that's what's going on in the football world, in the baseball world. Xander Bogaerts with the Boston Red Sox didn't opt in, or however it works, and he's now a free agent.
Free agent.
Yeah, along with Aaron Judge and a bunch of others.
Aaron Judge
Is a free
with
agent?
the Yankees.
Yeah.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
somebody will want him.
Yeah, his the latest rumor I heard about him was he wants to go out west. He's from the San Francisco area.
Oh.
There's talk of the Giants picking him up, which would be great. I would love for him to
Yeah.
go out there and get away from the American League.
That would be nice, yeah.
That's
but,
all
But Xander's
me.
so good. He's an Aruba
well,
boy, too, Ed.
Yes. He's
Oh, yeah,
from
they
Aruba.
He's
love
from
him down
Aruba. Yeah,
Is he the
I'm
national
sure.
hero?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
Pictures of him everywhere.
No, I didn't see pictures
No?
of him everywhere, but everybody talks about him.
Do they?
Yeah,
Well, he's kind
you know,
of
especially
awesome.
if they find out where you're from. You know,
Yeah,
you-
yeah.
Oh,
you'll-
Massachusetts.
You'll
Oh.
be talking to someone, and you know, I always say I'm 30 miles south of Boston, and I say,
You know-
"Oh, Xander."
Xander.
Bogart."
Do you know Xander?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I have him over for dinner all the time.
yeah. No, I like him. I like him. He's really good.
But you know, it's a cliche
Yeah.
to say it, but I'll say it anyway. It's a business.
Yes,
and
I
and if
know.
I was Xander, I would probably do the same thing. The Red Sox can come with me with an offer, but let's see what that team and that team and that team
Well,
come with an offer
yeah.
as well, and then you
Yeah.
pick the highest offer
That's true.
or whatever else
Yeah.
their incentives are. So, is he gone? No, not yet.
Not
but
yet. Mm-hmm.
This is certainly no surprise that he is now a free agent. Okay, away from sports, we do have a note that was called in. 766-1240. Caller would like to know if there are any independent or third-party candidates running for state office. Okay,
Yeah.
so
John Brand.
well, yeah, he's an independent right there.
He's running as an independent.
And Glenn's what?
No, he's a Democrat.
He's a Democrat, so there's probably no Republican.
Yeah.
That's right. John
Yeah.
is running as an
Yeah.
independent. But looking at like governor, I mean, there probably is, but you have to wait till you get your.
Secretary of State, there's an independent one.
Is there?
Yes, there is, and I can't think of his name. That's how.
But there's always,
independent he
I mean,
is.
you'll see the governors, and
Yeah.
you'll see, Democrat would be Dan McKee, Republican would be Ashley Kalis, but then you'll see like the Socialist Party
Yeah.
and the Green Party and
I don't know
and the
if it-
Independent Party. So
Yeah.
yeah, there are there, sure, but there names
If you-
I don't
but
know
the
off the top of my
Secretary
head.
of State, though, it's I don't know his name, but there is an independent. One thing, when you run as an independent, you're automatically on the
On the ballot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's nice and simple.
Yeah.
So, but any names other than John
John
Brian? Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
The
I think-
Secretary of State has one. I just
yeah, can't remember.
can't remember his name.
Okay, so the
That's-
state,
yeah.
the state treasurer is Diossa and Lathrop,
Right. There's a
And-
Democrat, Republican there.
and there's
Yeah.
there's a Democrat. There's a Republican running against David Cicilline, Alan Waters.
Is there?
But I
Yeah.
don't know if there's an independent or a third
I
party.
don't know.
But there might be. You just
Yeah.
don't know until you actually get the ballot.
Right.
And
Yeah.
you'll just see the names. Ed, you voted already. How about Massachusetts? Did you see any third party?
I did see one,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't remember which office it was, but I did see one where there was a Democrat, a Republican, and independent. One person.
Just one.
You know, there were other things on there where, like you said, the Green Party or this
Yeah.
or that. But one was listed as independent, but I don't remember which party, which office it was.
Linda, should Rhode Island do it the way Mass does it for governor? Governor in Massachusetts, governor and lieutenant governor run on the same ticket.
You know,
Rhode Island doesn't. Should
Yeah,
it
no,
switch?
I know, and it seemed to work out well for Massachusetts with Baker and his
It was Baker and Polito.
yeah, and that they seem to always be together. Whereas in Rhode Island, when it was Gina Raimondo and Dan McKee, I never saw Dan McKee with her. It's
They didn't like each other.
I know, no,
know,
but
the same
maybe
party.
it is a good idea.
Well,
Yeah.
I think that they're when they're both from the same party, like in Massachusetts,
Right.
they tend to be having the same philosophy.
Yeah.
So there's some continuity there.
But in Rhode Island, they were from the same party, and it just didn't work out well at all. They were both
I
Democrats.
know.
They were both
Now,
Democrats.
normally it does work out that way.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
in this case, it
Yeah.
just didn't. But I think Rhode Island should run
Well,
as a
I-
ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it
That's
would be a
what
good
I'm thinking.
idea.
I
mean by the same
I mean, it
party,
works so
by
well for
ticket.
the president and the vice president in this country,
Yeah.
But I think on a local level, no, but I mean, I think on a state level, I think it would be a good idea.
You would
Yeah.
you would think that the governor and lieutenant governor
Work very closely
would work
together, or should,
closely together.
or should.
have the same mindset,
Yeah.
have the same
Yeah.
philosophy,
Yeah.
and therefore
Yeah.
you can, when they go campaigning, it's go out and hey, vote for both of
Vote
us,
for
no,
both
not
of
just
us.
for me.
Right,
Make sure you're
yeah.
voting for the other person as well. because we're a team and we're together.
Yeah.
And look for both of our names on the
And,
ballot.
and the other piece of it is too is if they run it together, like Gina Raimondo left,
Mm-hmm.
and Dan McKee wasn't really there with her that often
Right.
to kind of hit the ground running. I think he did okay, but I think it would prepare that person on the outside chance that something happened to the governor
Yeah.
of a state.
Be ready to step right up.
And I think Baker did that very well, because whenever you saw him, you saw her with,
And any idea why Karen Polito did not run
Yeah, I was surprised, yeah.
for governor? I never heard why she didn't want to be governor.
I don't know. Probably she's had enough. It was
Maybe she
2
has.
terms with Charlie.
Yeah.
And they've been through enough during
Yeah.
their last
Last couple of
Especially
years.
that
Yeah,
last
right.
couple
Yeah.
of years.
So they
were
probably
really tough.
both decided that, hey, enough is enough.
We're done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let someone else have the fun.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to take a break here on the Coffee and program. Comments and questions, once again, can be called in at 766-1240. But time now for a second message from the Carew Investment Group. So back over to Ed.
Okay, thanks again, Joe. Good morning again, everyone. Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group, 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. Our telephone number is 765-8880. And if you're looking for an investment firm that puts you first and works hard on your behalf, I'd like you to consider us. We're right here in Woonsocket, and we've been in business since 1987. So you don't have to go out of town for an experienced advisor or work with an advisor based in Boston or New York or who knows where, probably someone you're never going to meet. And we encourage our clients to come to the office and sit down with us as often as they like. Why? Because we like to do business the old-fashioned way. We want to get to know you on a more personal basis so that we're more attuned to your financial needs. So if you're interested in speaking with us for a free no-obligation consultation and find out more about how we'll invest your money, you can call me or Paul at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
Very good, Ed. Thanks. The Coffee and program will continue. Please stick around.
Paul Bourget, chairman of the Woonsocket School Committee, is asking for your vote to re-elect him and the current members of the school committee, including Donald Burke, Lynn Kapiskas, Alan LeClaire, and Amy Costa. For the past 2 years, your current school committee has provided experienced leadership and commitment to our students, their parents, and the school administration. They've listened and acted on school issues such as bullying and mask wearing. The school committee approved programs and personnel to address learning loss and social emotional support. In addition, the school committee provided for a safe and healthy environment for our students. And currently, they're planning for the building and rehabilitation of our schools. Know that your school committee will continue to make sure that our students receive the best education possible. So please, cast your vote for Donald Burke, Lynn Kapiskas, Alan LeClaire, Amy Costa, and Paul Bourget.
Paid for by the Campaign for Paul Bourget.
Since 1948, their motto has been to give every customer the very best in quality service, as well as attention to detail. And that promise continues today at Michaud's Auto Body, a modern 5-stall facility with the latest in technology. Whenever you have time, please check their website at MichaudAutoBody.com and take a short video tour of their modern facility. It's very interesting. Michaud's Auto Body on Privilege Street, Woonsocket, a second-generation family business. 769-1983.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
ON, AM, and FM.
It is Coffee and here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Ed Carew and Linda Thibault. We were kidding around with Ed a little bit. He did not go to Asia or the Netherlands, but he did go down to Aruba. So,
That's kind of like the Netherlands.
yeah, except it's 40
it
degrees
is,
warmer and there's a very nice ocean. Not that there's not a bad ocean near the Netherlands, but good trip down to the equator, Ed.
Very nice. Very nice trip. Yeah, beautiful weather.
Yeah.
It rained about 5 minutes a day,
Oh, that's rough.
mostly around 6:15 a.m.
Well, she's perfect, huh?
No, it was really nice. Very clear this year. I was showing you a
Do
picture.
you normally get haze?
Well, not that you get haze, but it was clearer than normal. Remember, I was showing you a picture of that I took from our resort
Yep.
across, and you see the mountains of Venezuela.
So this is across-
very, very clearly.
So this is
That's like-
across the ocean.
Yeah, it's 14 miles away. I mean,
Okay,
it's
that's
not
not-
like it's 1,000 miles, but but it was that way all week, all 2 weeks, every day. So it was really a great. We had great weather.
That's pretty nice.
A little windier than I remembered the year before, but that's okay because it was comfortable. You know,
When
it was
when
like
you say wind, are we talking a breeze or are we talking, pretty
well,
good
the
gusts?
trade winds were probably between 15 and 20 miles an hour, steady.
Now,
Gusts,
when you go down there, since the trade winds are pretty good, do you do any sailing?
I don't know.
No? Okay.
I can't. I don't know how to sail.
Well, I mean, not you personally, but go out on a sailboat somewhere someone else is in
We've
control.
gone out on catamarans before.
Okay.
We didn't do it this year.
I think if the winds are pretty good, you get a good clip going out there in
But
the
they
water.
have those divvy trees. They go
Yeah,
sideways.
they do. Mhm. That is kind of strange to see them when you've
I
never
know,
seen
huh?
that
You've never
before.
seen that, the
You say,
trees
what's
go
wrong with
that
this thing?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm glad it was a good time. Everything go okay with the flights?
Yeah, we left a little bit late out of Boston, but I guess they kind of made up most of the time. The reason they were late is that we have a small mechanical issue.
Fix
I
that
said, well,
issue.
you know, like are the engines?
Yeah.
Are the engines working okay or what?
Yeah, is it the engine or is it the wheel? I mean,
So
which are we talking about?
So once we were on the plane, the captain came on and said, the mechanical issue, for those of you who are wondering, was the TVs on the back seat weren't working.
Oh, okay.
I said, oh, that's a good reason to
Whoa,
hold a plane
phew.
for half an hour. I mean, we're going to be out in a half hour, and they're not going to work anyway because we'll be too far away to pick up the signal.
So at least it calms your fears knowing it's well. It was
Well,
the
yeah, I
TVs.
wasn't worried about the wheels or the
Yeah.
engine anymore.
Yeah.
Have I ever told you I wish I could remember what airline it was, but I don't. Not that it really matters. We taxied out to the runway and we're getting ready to take off, and the pilot came out and said, "Sorry, we have to go. We have to go back to the gate." And because something was not secure. And we're all right. So, and planes do not roll very quickly. So it's back to the gate. And the problem was one of the food carts. This is back when they served food. Wasn't secure. Well, this was a union job, and that's why they had to go back to the gate. And some guy had to come out and take the hook and hook it on, and that was all they had to do. Because I watched them do it. I said, first of all, I could have done it, but secondly,
yeah.
how about the flight attendant? Well,
Yeah.
no, they're not the wrong union.
They're in the wrong union.
It
They're not.
was-
No, they don't have the skill for that.
I'm like-
right, not the right skill set.
And then then you got to back up again, and then you got to. It's always funny. Another pilot always said, "There's no reverse on planes. You have to get a truck's going to come out and push you back, and then go back out." So it took 20 minutes to take care of all this, to put a hook on the cart so it wouldn't roll around. One hook. I'm like, wow. Anyway, but glad you had a good time. Glad the flights went okay, and nice to have you back. So,
Thank you.
All right.
And he's nice and
Look
tan.
at that tan. Isn't that
Look
ridiculous?
at the tan,
Oh,
people.
God,
Show him the
there's-
tan,
there's
people.
the tan.
Oh, that doesn't do it justice.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It's really good. So, all right. I know in Woonsocket they're voting today on a resolution about whether or not to allow marijuana establishments in the city. It's the way the state of Rhode Island has done it. They're leaving it up to every municipality. Does is it on North
It's on
Smithfield
North
as well?
Smithfield, yeah.
Same
Yeah.
thing. Will you allow it or not
Yeah.
allow it in this town? Okay. I can. Oh, you haven't voted yet, so I
No,
can't
not-
ask you how you voted on it. So,
Not yet.
I guess it's probably on every town's.
Well, some of the
referendum.
big cities apparently. I'm surprised. Is it on Woonsocket? I don't know.
It is
Be-
Woonsocket about marijuana.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah, because they said
Question 5, yeah.
that some of the cities had, weren't like Providence. That they weren't.
Oh, they're not going to
gonna-
ask the
They're not going to
the
ask.
people.
They're just going to.
So yeah, some towns
It's
decided
okay to do. They're
let's
just going to do
do
it.
it anyway.
Yeah.
Some wanted to say, well, what do the residents think?
Yeah.
What do the voters think?
Yeah.
Do we want this in
well,
town?
this
or
is the
not
only
want it in
chance
town?
you get to,
Yeah.
to speak up.
It's
But
your first-
if you don't have it on the ballot, then it can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, it comes down to: do we want revenue coming in from people buying marijuana
Mm.
in the town, or do we not?
I,
And that's basically how you got to weigh it.
I kind of look at it like you have a liquor store.
Yep. Yeah. We get revenue from that.
And many liquor stores in some places.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the state says how many retail
Well, I mean,
establishments you
well,
can have
that's
at
what I
each
mean. But
location.
you know,
And people say, well, if every town has one, how can they all survive? But every town's got a liquor store, right?
and some have many.
Many
Many
and
liquor stores.
They all
Yeah.
seem to survive on
They all
just
just seem
fine.
to survive. Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how where that goes.
Yeah.
Today, we don't have that issue in Mass, Ed.
We have a marijuana place in Middleborough.
They do,
But did they
yeah.
ask the?
I don't
did they
remember
ask the
them
voters?
ask-
Do you remember voting on it?
No, I don't
Say-
remember voting on that.
It just
no.
said, yeah, okay, we're gonna put it there.
I thought it was a state referendum at one point, and
Yeah, do we
and
wanna
it
have
went
it?
through,
Yeah.
and then they, then after that it was just they negotiated with the town to
Yeah.
build it or not build it, or
Yeah.
will
Mm-hmm.
the town allow it or not. But I don't remember voting for it a second time as a town referendum.
I remember in my town, they wanted to put one in, and it was right down the road from a daycare, like 100 yards. And I got in touch with one of my selectmen. I said, "Isn't that too close?" They said, "No, the ruling is 100 yards. They're about 110. I mean, they are just over the line." It's like, but it never got built, and I don't know what happened. I don't know if COVID stopped it or what, but it never came to town, and it hasn't. It's nothing I voted on. It just never was available to vote on it.
I know that the place in Middleborough is always mobbed.
Is it?
Yeah.
The parking lot is,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a freestanding unit. It used to be
Mm-hmm.
an appliance store, so it's a big building,
Yeah.
and then I see a lot more cars there now than when it was an appliance store.
Well, there's
Right on Route 44.
There was one that was built that's right over the line now from Mansfield, and but it's in Norton, and I thought they would be really crowded, and it's not. I thought there'd be a lot of traffic going in and out, and you see a few cars that are always parked there, but those are the workers, I guess. But you don't see a lot of people going in and out, which always surprised me. And I always thought that they are a stone's throw from the driveway to get into the Xfinity Center. I'm thinking all the lost business they had this past summer from concert goers. I said they would have made a killing, but I don't know why they didn't open. But next summer, it's going to be big. They're going to do really well. So this weird thing happened down in Newport. They found it was floating in the water. They found an empty kayak
Yeah.
with
I saw
fishing stuff
Yeah.
in the kayak, and that set off a search because it looks like someone has fallen out of the kayak, and now there might be a body in the water. Turns out the owner's fine, but it doesn't tell you. Well, I guess the kayak was taking on water. That's the story. Kayak was taking on water, so he bailed out. And if you ever seen a kayak, you're really kind of strapped in there pretty
Yeah,
good.
you are. Yeah.
So if you're taking on water, you're going to sink really quickly.
Yeah.
So he bails out and swims to shore.
Yeah.
And the kayak just goes on its way. But he did, hey, that's mine. And
Yeah.
and there's a rule. There's a law in Rhode Island. If your kayak, because they come in different sizes, if your kayak is over 12 feet, you have to register it. So authorities know who owns it. Well,
owns
this
it.
one is shorter.
Yeah, what was it 8 or 10 feet?
Something like
I think
that.
It was 10 feet.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, who owns it? Well, we don't know because you don't have to register it. And now it's going to be, we don't find any ID, and I don't think they actually found the person. The person actually came to Newport and said,
Because
"Hey,
it
that's
said they
mine."
were looking for a swimmer in distress. They had said, yeah.
and we couldn't find one. And it's
He's
like,
a
oh,
good swimmer.
it's a real good swimmer.
He's a
And now
good
it's like,
swimmer.
oh,
Yeah.
we gotta now we might have to be looking for a body, and
Yeah.
that's not going to be fun.
Well, thank God he was okay.
No, yeah, I'm very happy that they were
Made
able
it,
to
made
find.
it to shore.
Yep, and I wonder if he got his kayak back. Or does he want it back? It was taking on water. It's a lousy kayak.
perhaps not. Maybe just the contents.
Yeah, give me my fishing stuff back. All right, we're going to take another break here on the Coffee and program. It's time for a look-see at the weather forecast. It's going to get cold a little later on, and the rain is coming. There's a hurricane in Florida?
Florida.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nicole is down there. So
Category 1.
is it?
Right?
And so so the rains are coming probably this coming weekend. So something
Yeah.
to be aware of. All right, the forecast is being brought to you by the Connecticut Department of Administrative Services.
Sunny skies this election day with a high of 53 degrees and a northwest breeze up to 26 miles per hour. Tonight, patchy fog after 9 p.m., otherwise clear, overnight low of 27 with a north breeze. Wednesday's weather, sunshine and 54. Thursday, sunshine and 63. Friday, Veterans Day, mostly cloudy, 69, and a 40% chance of rain in the afternoon. Friday night, a 90% chance of rain, could be heavy at times. Saturday, another 90% chance of rain on Saturday, with a high of 67, and rain could be heavy at times. Sunday, back to November cold, 47 degrees, but sunshine, and a west breeze up to 21 miles an hour. And on Monday, sunshine and 44.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, sunny skies and 48 degrees. The Connecticut Department of Administrative Services is hiring for healthcare and direct support. Visit c-t.gov/C-T state jobs. One more time, that's c-t.gov/C-T state jobs for more information.
You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. Like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate. In Congress, David Cicilline is delivering for Rhode Island. As global events raise prices everywhere, including here at home, Cicilline is cutting costs for Rhode Islanders. He battled the pharmaceutical companies and lowered prescription drug prices for seniors. David took on the big corporations for price gouging and brought historic investments in infrastructure, manufacturing, and clean energy to create jobs, improve the supply of goods, and help reduce costs for consumers. Visit Cicilline.com and make your plan to vote on or before Election Day, Tuesday, November 8th. David Cicilline, delivering for Rhode Island.
I'm David Cicilline, and I approve this message.
Paid for by the Cicilline Committee.
Hi, I'm Greg Bell, the host of When Radio Was.
Why, Mortimer! Bill. Is that you under that blindfold? Bill, with this thing on, I can't see who I am. No, I imagine not. Can't you see anything at all under that blindfold? On a clear day, I can see the blindfold. You can? Yeah.
When Radio Was, shows from the past for today's imaginations.
When Radio Was airs Monday through Friday, right here on ON 1240 Radio at 11 a.m. and 11 p.m.
All right, it is Coffee In here on ON AM and FM. This is Joe Callahan here with Ed Carew and Linda Tebow. And so when you look at it now, it's an amusing story. But when it's happening, especially if you're one of the parents, not so amusing. So the story goes, a school bus was transporting students to LaSalle Academy in Providence, and they went way off course. How far off course, do you ask? They ended up in Connecticut. So this is, and so the bus company is clearly putting the blame on the driver, who was new, and saying that the bus driver put in the wrong GPS address. Put the wrong address, I should say, into the GPS. Now they're in Connecticut. And this is how they found out they're in Connecticut. There are apps on your phone that kids can, or the parents, you can track your kids by their phone. Yeah. And so one of the parents tracked their kids, and you're in Connecticut. What? Well, now they're panicking. They they think they're being
that it was
kidnapped.
hijacked.
Yes,
Yeah.
now it's real. They think it's a real problem, and so they contacted the police. But the bus driver, who was I don't know how he got into another state, but I am way off. She contacted the police too, and they basically gave her a police escort back to LaSalle Academy. Follow us.
Oh my God!
I'm like, wow.
How far? We're in Connecticut.
It doesn't say how
were they?
far. They don't say what part of
I mean,
Connecticut.
you can-
They weren't going to Mohegan Sun, if that's what you mean.
No, but I mean, you can go to Burrillville and just go over the line.
I know.
there.
They,
You
so
can-
they didn't
yeah.
say. Did they just go west on 44?
44, kept going.
and went over the line to I forget. I don't know what town that is, but you can go right over the line, and now you're in
Yeah.
Connecticut.
Yeah.
And did the bus driver say, "Hey, that's wrong. I really need to turn around"?
It said, "Welcome to Connecticut." She
And
figured
yeah,
it out.
and all the kids are fine. No one's hurt, and there was no maliciousness to what this was. But it's just after the fact, it's just funny. While it's happening, not so much. Not so
But
much.
you know, LaSalle, those are like teenagers. They must have known that this doesn't look like we're going the right way.
And maybe after a while,
Maybe it's like,
Hey, we've been
I
on the
don't
bus
think
for
this is
half
the
an
way to
hour.
go to LaSalle.
yeah, look at all the trees.
yeah, this is not LaSalle.
This is not. We are not in downtown Providence.
No, we're not. Wow.
So that's what happened.
GPS, although, human error, though.
It is human error.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's human error.
If you put in the wrong
It will-
address.
well, it's probably the right address for right way for the way she whatever.
See, I don't know
address she
I
put
don't know
in.
the address for LaSalle Academy.
know either.
And but if you put in 10 LaSalle Drive, Connecticut, that's where it's going to take you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes you'll
Yeah.
put in 10 LaSalle Drive, and it'll come up with 4 or 5 places.
Different choices.
And you
Okay.
better-
With, and,
Okay, you just
and
pick
if you pick the one you
wrong
want.
one.
You pick the
Rhode
yeah.
Island.
Pick the one in Providence next time. It's like wow, that's just
Yeah. Wow.
makes you wonder if this woman has a job today.
Well, yeah.
Okay,
Did it say
maybe-
what bus company?
It doesn't say what bus
Yeah.
company. It just said just a school bus transporting students. Driver was new, wrong address. Got to Connecticut.
I can imagine the parents
So
must
that,
have been, like,
well, they might have been freaking out.
I'm sure.
Right at the
My kids in
beginning.
Connecticut.
So this
gonna be late
is
for
pretty
school
bad.
today.
Yeah. So all right, another. This happens every once in a while. This happened down in Tiverton, but they're hitting a bunch of different places. More down in that area. Tiverton residents being warned about a kidnapping scam. Speaking of kidnapping, and what happens is someone calls you, Linda, or you, Ed, and they say, "We have your son and or daughter, and we want money, or else we're going to harm them." Now, the rule is, what the police say you can always do is say, well, you got to send me proof that you have, that you actually have them. I don't know if that's would be the best way, because what if they really do? Then they could harm them. But I've seen where other people have worked this, reversed this scam around, and you just say, really, you've picked up my girl Susan? Yes, we do. We have her. That's nice. I don't have a daughter named Susan. Then you hang up the phone. It's been done with grandparents
Yeah.
before too,
Yeah.
where the person actually pretends to be your grandson.
Yeah.
Have you heard this one, Ed?
Yeah.
Where they call up, Grandpa, I'm stuck in Mexico and I need money to get out of
Yeah.
jail.
Yeah.
Really, Johnny? Is that you? Yeah, I'm stuck down here. I don't have a grandson named Johnny. But that's if you're thinking correctly
You gotta think.
and not emotionally
Right. you
right
gotta
at the
think
start.
Yeah.
And you got to really keep a level head, and it's
Yeah.
tough. And when you hear those words, hey, we have your daughter, if they're yelling and screaming, and we're gonna, and if, especially if someone's in the background yelling and screaming,
Yeah.
you're just going to assume,
Yeah.
they got her. So, oh boy. But Tiverton police are warning about that, so watch out for that that scam, and you got to keep your wits about you. These kind of things. This is why people don't answer the phone anymore.
Caller ID.
Unless you
right.
say, unless you absolutely
know
know
that
that number,
Know
there's
that
just
number.
no reason
Yeah.
to answer that call. But try to tell that to the Aging Well
Yeah.
company.
Yeah.
That whole group of people who
Yeah.
are just so used to, the phone's ringing.
Yeah.
Stop! You got to
Yeah.
get it. Who knows who it could be?
We've had a couple of situations with seniors where they got that grandmother grandfather call, and they're in, And
they pointed out, yeah.
Fortunately, we one of our staff people kind of walked into that situation where that person was all upset and looked at it, and because she wanted to get a ride to go get the gift cards that they want, and so she, thank God for that.
Yeah.
She was able to act on that, so it stopped that from happening. But the woman was really going to go
You get like $500 in gift cards.
do what they asked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they think they're
And
doing the right
She didn't have
thing.
a lot of $500 to go get,
Yeah.
So it would have been a terrible situation, but
It's good that
it does happen, though.
It's good that that person caught it for her.
Yes.
It's also good that
Yeah.
if they go to like a Walmart or a Stop and Shop
Yeah.
to get the gift cards, they're also trained.
They're trained
If
now.
someone,
Yeah.
especially if they're older,
Yeah.
comes in and wants to buy a $500, $1,000 of gift cards,
Yeah.
to question
Yeah.
it and
Yeah.
call the police and have the police come and say, well, what's going on, to try to explain to them it's probably a scam.
Yeah, and it's but scams, and they're after the most vulnerable people.
Yeah.
The ones that can ill afford to do something like that.
I want $500 worth of Sears gift cards.
Sears, they're going out of business.
They are out of business.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
Can't
that
get a
giveaway
Sears
for
card.
you.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
dead
Actually, there's
giveaway.
20 Sears stores left.
There's still some
20?
left. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. Where are they located?
I don't know.
No. I don't know if there's a
There's
certain
still
part
one
of
at
the country.
Isn't there still one at Rentham Mall?
I don't ever remember them being a Sears outlet in Rentham. Yeah.
Not an outlet, a Sears store.
At Rentham Mall?
Rentham Mall.
I've never seen it.
Is there
It
a
was
Rentham
a
Mall?
big, not Rentham Mall,
Okay.
not Rentham Mall.
Walpole?
No.
No.
Ah.
All right. North Attleboro?
That
Emerald Square?
mall, yeah,
They're closed.
Emerald Mall.
That-
That one closed.
one's
Oh,
Emerald
yeah,
Mall.
it's closed.
Yeah. Rentham stores, Emerald Mall. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, that's closed too. I like Sears. I used to like Sears.
They were convenient.
They were.
Mm-hmm.
They were. Yeah. And they had everything you could buy.
They did have everything.
You could have a little something. Yeah.
My mom used to order out of the catalog
That too. yeah.
every year, and
Yeah.
every year you look forward to getting the Sears Christmas catalog.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think it was,
The one that was like
it was
this thick.
monstrous.
Yes, remember? And
Yes.
then they stopped making them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we always had to go to, I think it was like on the Pawtucket Seekonk line,
Yeah.
where the store was, just to pick up the stuff that you ordered.
Yeah.
And I liked going there as a kid and real young, because they also had, they lined them up, lawn tractors.
Yes.
So that's where all the kids played on.
Yes,
I'm sure,
yeah.
I'm sure the
Yeah.
workers loved that. But while your mom stood in line
Yeah, you
to
could
get
go
the
do
packages,
that,
you're up
yeah.
there going, this is great. All right, today is
Memories.
not only is it election day, today is National Cappuccino Day.
Is it really?
Yes, it's celebrated every November 8th. I don't know why they picked today, but they do. The idea is to take a break today with a sip of the Italian coffee drink. It's made with espresso, milk, and milk foam. The word comes to us from the Capuchin friars of Italy. Oh, I didn't know that. So,
I
okay.
didn't know
I
that
guess they
either.
made it for the first. And so, okay. Anybody a cappuccino fan?
No.
No? Ed?
It's all right.
It's okay?
I like it. Yeah.
Every once in a while, every day?
Every once in a while.
Every once in a while. Okay. All right. Do you make it an Irish cappuccino? Throw a little whiskey in there?
Nope.
Okay. I might like it better that way. Anyway, does anybody know who Chris Evans is?
Chris Evans.
He's an actor.
Okay.
Does that help?
No.
He's an actor. Yeah. No.
No.
He played Captain America. Does that help?
No.
No. Oh, well, anyway, I bring it up because he's People Magazine's 2022 Sexiest Man Alive.
Really?
Again, I missed the cut. Yeah.
Yeah.
In an interview after the magazine announced his selection, the 41-year-old Evans joked that the title is ripe for harassment. I didn't know this. Chris Evans is from Boston. And he said his mom will be so happy. Evans said his mother is proud of everything he does, but this is something she can really brag about. So
Chris
they've been doing, People Magazine's been doing that.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
For a number of years. They do it
Yes.
every year because they got nothing better to
You're
do.
showing my age. I don't know
No
who
idea.
that is. Not a clue.
Well, you just,
Captain
either you
America.
go watch superhero movies
Yeah.
or you don't.
Or you don't. No.
And they're really for the, well, not really, but they appeal to the younger crowd.
Yeah.
My daughter loves superhero movies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just have absolutely no appeal.
Yes, yeah. I liked Superman and I liked, Batman.
Yeah.
The old ones,
The old TV shows?
Yeah, those I liked watching those.
Are you a big superhero movie fan, Ed?
Not particularly.
No? All right. You just kind of...
I'll watch one now and then.
Do you?
If I'm bored.
Yeah.
be really bored.
I gotta be really bored.
I think I'd go rather rake leaves.
No, I don't think I'd want to.
No,
rake
let's not go that
leaves.
far. All right. Break time once again here on Coffee In. More is coming your way. Comments and questions can still be called in if you like. 766-1240.
The high cost of living, rising energy costs, safe streets, secure elections. These are the issues facing every Rhode Islander, and they require real leadership and real solutions. My name is John Brian, and as State Representative for District 49, I assure you that I will work to earn your trust each and every day that I serve as your state representative. I'm running as an independent candidate because in this climate of political gridlock and consistent conflict, I think it is truly important to elect candidates that will have an open mind regardless of party or personality. Neither political party has the monopoly on good or bad ideas. Holding the city, town, or state back because of a party designation holds us back from the successes that we could otherwise achieve. As a former state representative and vice president of the Woonsocket City Council, I have the experience and knowledge to hit the ground running on day one. I humbly ask you for your vote, and I look forward to serving you as your state representative. Paid for, Friends of John Brian.
Seasonal allergies got you down? The Honey Shop has a solution. Breathe. It's the all-natural cold and allergy remedy made right here in Woonsocket. Or perhaps you have sleep problems, arthritis, or some other ailment that you're looking for a natural solution. The Honey Shop is also starting classes again. So, if you're looking to learn something new, stop by 1300 Park Avenue in Woonsocket near Park Square, or give them a call at 401-766-1488. The Honey Shop.
You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
All right, it is Coffee In here on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here, Ed Crew, Linda Tebow. And Linda, you have a Veterans Appreciation Dinner coming up this week.
Yes,
at
we
Aging
do.
Well. Tell us about it.
It's Thursday night. It's our 8th annual, and we lost 2 years because of COVID restrictions, so it's the first time that we're going to have one in a few years. So it'll be Thursday night. We'll have Company Bees there. They're an Andrew Sister tribute. We have a piper coming in. We have it's a small ceremony. We do the missing man table, and whatever dignitaries are there will say very brief remarks. I get the hook, so they don't talk too much. But we do the military medley, and then it's followed by a real nice dinner. Pot roast. It's free for the veterans, and we had to go up a little bit more on the guests this year because of food prices. It's $10.50 for that,
Very
but
nice.
it's something we're really proud of.
So is this Thursday? It's at the Senior
Thursday,
Center?
yeah. Doors are going to open up at 4
time?
o'clock, and so
Okay.
it should be a good night.
All right, very good. Another thing that's going on for the vets, Starbucks is offering free coffee this Veterans Day. Veterans, military service members, and military spouses can get a free, tall, hot brewed coffee or iced coffee. And the company will donate a total of $200,000 to Team Red, White, and Blue and Team Rubicon, two organizations that support veterans. I guess they're going to go with the honor system. You just say,
they don't
I'm
have
a
to
vet.
show,
You don't have to show anything, so
yeah,
just
yeah.
show up and say, I want my free coffee,
There
please.
are so many of the local places that are giving out free meals. I know Dave, because he's with the VFW and Vietnam Veterans of America, and they get all the emails, go here, go there, that lots of them will have breakfast or lunch, or dinner. So they're very generous.
All right. Something I heard this morning right here in this radio station. We run the Old Farmer's Almanac, and they were talking about scientists are looking at animals to see if it can help scientists prevent concussions in athletes. And they're specifically looking at woodpeckers and those rams that crash their heads into each other.
Yes.
Well, why do they survive this and humans don't? And the ruling, what they found out is those animals they're designed differently than us. And what happens is those animals can send extra blood to their brains to make a cushion. This is according to the scientists. And so now the scientists are wondering, can we do something artificially to do the same thing for humans? And they have tested some things out. And what they're doing, and let me know if you think this is a good idea. The athletes wear something around their necks, which cuts off the carotid artery slightly. That's important. Slightly. You can't cut the whole thing off. Slightly, which keeps the blood in the head. And therefore, if they crash heads together, the brain might be more protected. And all I can think of is, humans are not designed to crash their heads into each other.
No.
These animals are designed that way. How about we don't do it? Don't do it.
Don't do it, right, yeah.
But have you heard of this?
No.
The cutting off of the carotid artery
No, I've not
to keep
heard
more blood in your
I've not
brain?
heard of that. See, I thought those rams that did that, it was
Yeah.
because of those big horns they had that absorbed the
Yeah, that's
the
probably
blow.
true, too.
It would be like the helmet that the football players
Yeah.
wear, And I never even thought about woodpeckers because, yes, they're always
Constantly.
So,
So-
I have not heard of that.
No?
I've not
Okay.
heard of that.
So,
Interesting, though.
well, they're trying to look outside the box, I guess.
I guess they are.
So,
Interesting.
and the Rams are supposed to be hitting each other in the horns.
Right.
And usually they do, but I guess they could occasionally slip and miss.
Because you can hear it booming.
Yeah.
I mean, they really, when
They
they're
just-
in mating season,
Yeah, and they just crash into the heads and
They're
just
fighting.
But they say, these
I've not heard of this.
you never heard, they never tested animals. They don't get concussions.
Interesting.
This is about the Powerball. Remember we talked about the Powerball that
Yeah.
hasn't been drawn. You cannot buy a ticket. All machines are locked
Oh, okay. Good.
until last night's number is drawn. So you can't buy going forward, and
Good.
you can't say, "Well, I want to get in on what numbers
Can't-
haven't been drawn."
can't
No,
do it.
that's
Good.
that's been cut off.
We're safe. We're safe.
We're safe. So we're all set.
We're all set.
So if you bought a ticket for last night, hang on to it until they draw. But you can't. Well, that's going to make a big rush if there's no winner. In the next drawing, I think is Wednesday.
Is it
Don't think of Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Well, it's going to be a big crush.
There'd be
if you
lines
can't-
on the street, yeah.
to get
Wow.
to. Well, we'll give money to Ed because he likes standing in line and buying lottery tickets. Don't you, Ed? No?
What's the matter with you, man? I don't even buy tickets.
No, never.
Really?
Rarely. Okay.
And especially when it's a big jackpot.
I know
Yeah.
it gets higher and higher.
Yeah, I don't buy one.
All right. So, in other news, I guess you could be happy that you don't work for Tyson Foods, the Tyson Chicken people. The chief financial officer, is Tyson Foods a publicly traded company, Ed?
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, take a look at this. The chief financial officer of Tyson Foods, he's under arrest. John R. Tyson, must be a family name here, was found asleep in a stranger's bed. Now, this happened over the weekend. Cops arrived. They found Tyson's clothes on the ground and him reeking of alcohol. He's 32. 32-year-old man is facing charges: criminal trespassing, public intoxication. Tyson is the world's second largest meat processor with brands like Jimmy Dean, Hillshire Farm, and Ballpark Franks, as well as Tyson Chicken. I don't know if you know anything about the company, Ed, other than that they are publicly traded. Have you heard of any other issues with Tyson Food and their officers at the top?
No, I haven't heard anything like that.
No. Will this affect their stock at all?
Probably not.
No. Okay. They're in Arkansas, by the way, in case you're wondering where their home offices are. Springdale, Arkansas, by the way. But it just makes you wonder. How did he pull this off? Did he think he was in his house or his apartment? I don't know
He's
where
very
it thinks it
drunk.
works.
Not enough information.
There isn't
not
enough. So
information.
I don't know. This happened over the weekend too. The Houston Astros won. Actually, yesterday, Houston Astros won the World Series.
Yes, they did.
Good for them. Happy for Dusty Baker.
Yeah.
Gets his first World Series
Yeah, that was
win.
really nice. And that Pena, he's from Rhode
Jeremy
Island.
Pena from Rhode Island
Pena.
wins the
Wow, huh?
wins the MVP.
Wow.
Yes, that's exciting for them.
Very exciting.
But anyway, well, it looks like it's down, Ed. Down
4 cents.
Down 4 cents. Well, it's really affecting the price at $67.26. It dropped from $67.30
in pre-market trading.
Oh, okay. That's Tyson Foods, so they're not really worried about it. But anyway, in Houston, they do what all the teams do. They have the big parade for them. And Senator Ted Cruz is in the parade. Now, why he's in the parade, I don't know. Is he part owner of the team? I don't know.
I don't know.
So I don't know why he's in the parade, but he is. He's riding in the Astros victory parade. It happened yesterday. So someone's in the crowd, and they threw a can of beer at him.
Ooh.
Now, luckily, you're up high. In Boston they ride in the duck boats. In other places they ride in buses and things like that. So you're up high. So him and somebody else on the bus or whatever they were riding on saw it coming. And so they were able to duck out of the way, and it didn't hit them. But they were also able to point out who threw it. And so you got a few people pointing at this guy in the crowd. It's that guy. And they arrested a 33-year-old man who allegedly threw the can of beer at the senator.
Didn't that happen in Boston? It seems to me.
Yeah, it seems to me that did happen.
That did happen. In Boston. I forgot who they threw it.
Patriots, I think.
Yeah.
I remember with the Patriots. I think they were throwing beers to the players, to Gronkowski specifically.
That's what it was.
But in order for him to drink it.
Yeah.
This was thrown maliciously that I'm trying to hurt you.
Yeah.
If you want to go look it up, it is online.
Yeah.
And he's firing it at him as opposed to here's a nice toss. So you can catch it nice and easy.
Yeah.
This is coming at your head, kind of thing. So wherever you stand on Ted Cruz, I mean, one, I don't know why he's in the parade, but two, even if he is, there's no reason to throw something like that at him. Depending on no matter where you stand. Okay, he's in there. He's going to be passing you by within seconds. Just let it go, and you move on to the next vehicle that's coming. That's maybe got someone on there that you like from the team. But that's just me, and I do everything perfect.
Sign of the times. Sign of the times.
It is sign of the
Sign
times,
of the times,
but it's not. It's not right.
Sadly.
All right. So, people come up with all sorts of different reasons of why things happen to them. And I'm thinking about, there's this story out of California, and people come up, his house went up in flames, okay? And so the craziest one I've always read about is, well, why'd you set your house on fire? And, I was trying to kill a spider with a blowtorch. People have actually tried to do that. Because spiders are big and they're ugly, and so you never heard this, Ed?
Is this?
No, that's one story.
Okay.
But now this guy comes up with now a crazier story,
and
he's not trying to kill an animal. Northern California man's blaming a meteor for destroying his home.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Have you? Okay.
Really?
He says it went up in flames Friday night after he heard a big bang. It happened on a cattle ranch in the secluded area of Nevada County, California. Several witnesses describe a bright ball of light falling from the sky. Well, maybe it did happen. Okay. The fire department expects to know the cause of the fire in 2 weeks. NASA says the southern Taurid's meteor showers were expected to peak on Saturday. Well, so maybe I thought he was making this up.
No,
I didn't want to get blamed.
I heard that on the news. It's a meteor from a meteor shower landing on his house.
I wonder if insurance is going to cover that. Probably an act of God. I want, what I mean?
I don't know on that.
Fire
You mean
insurance.
you don't have meteor insurance on your
don't.
homeowner's
No,
policy?
I don't, Ed.
I
Should
gotta-
I?
You better pick up the phone and call your agent.
All right. No, but really, I bet they don't. I mean, who does?
Well, I don't know. It
you?
would seem to me that it's no worse than an airplane engine falling off or the airplane hitting
Right,
your
exactly.
house.
Yeah, yeah.
But you're right. Does that fall under the acts of God provision? I don't know.
I don't know.
But it could also fall under, well, severe weather. People have hurricane insurance. People have tornado insurance. Wouldn't this be the same kind of thing? Yeah, not meteor insurance, but insurance to cover natural disasters.
But usually people who have insurance for hurricanes or floods live in an area that's prone to hurricanes and floods.
Well, right. Well, what area is prone to meteor showers? It all depends on where you are at the time that they arrive.
Well, yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, All right. Well, that's what that
And was
man's
the house
dealing
was
with.
totaled? His
It
house-
doesn't say. It just says it went up in flames.
Up in flames.
So I'm going to assume it's gone.
Yeah.
No one was hurt. I guess that's a good part. But it's funny if you're in this area of Nevada County on a cattle ranch. All right, the odds that the meteor is going to hit your house. Cattle ranches are huge.
Yeah.
The odds that it hit your house are astronomical, almost like hitting the Powerball, which was not drawn last night. All right, we've got to run. We've done with the show for today. Thank you very much for listening in, everyone. We'll keep a tabs on Powerball for you, by the way, and see if it ever gets drawn. All right, Ed Crew, thanks for coming in. Welcome back.
Oh, thanks. Nice to be back.
All right, and Linda Tebow, thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.
All right, this is Joe Callahan. Have yourself a great day, everyone. Make sure you go out and vote if you have not voted. That's right. And stay tuned for Do You Remember? Gary Smith and the Crew coming up at 9:30 here on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news. 2 fugitives wanted on multiple charges in New Hampshire were arrested Friday night here in Rhode Island as a result of a one-car crash. The suspects fled on foot from the scene of the accident on Interstate 95 South in Hopkinton. State and local police discovered the vehicle was reported stolen in New Hampshire. The man and woman were found hiding in the basement of a nearby house.
The Woonsocket City Council met on Monday evening for both a special meeting and our regular meeting. The special meeting was to review firefighter contract negotiation status with the administration for wage, benefit, and language issues discussed between the union and the city administration. Following the closed session, the council heard of an offer by Axon Corporation for a 10-year program for body cameras and new taser equipment for the police department. The body camera equipment will be fully funded by a state grant, and the cost of the tasers will be absorbed to the general fund budget, replacing the current annual cost of taser update and upgrade spent each year. A resolution to authorize the agreement will be on the next council agenda. There was one ordinance to authorize the mayor to execute a 3-year contract with the police chief, for which the council gave unanimous second passage approval. There were 4 new ordinances. The first was to update and amend the winter parking allowance at various city parks to assist residents who lack off-street parking. The second was to use federal rescue plan funds to provide rooms at the Woonsocket Motor Inn for qualifying homeless families from December 3rd to April 30th, 2023. Next came an ordinance to amend the Code of Ordinances related to elderly